Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniature. Today we have another Conquest release, one that I have not gotten to for some time, but it's finally time for it now. That is the 100 Kingdoms Steel Legion. And no, they're not, a bunch of 90s looking heavy metal robot dudes fighting in Space Hulk type things. They are rather drab looking knights. Actually, they are and they aren't. They have a lot bulkier, heavier armor and big great swords than the regular 100 Kingdoms men-at-arms like so. So, I don't know why. After building the crossbowmen and painting some up and having the standard men-at-arms, I thought, it's time. Let's give these guys a good spin. I have no idea what colors we're going to paint them, but they are pretty snazzy looking. So you get 12 guys in a box with command options, a command card, and bases. There is a QR code on the box, in case you didn't know, that will lead you to assembly instructions, and it's kind of sparse looking actually. After having built some of the more complex kits, like the Thane/Dragon Slayer box for the Dweghom, not a whole lot in here. So bases, enough for 3 stands. Sprue A. Command sprue, which consists of a banner, dude holding his sword at rest, fancier helmet. Only the commander gets a fancier helmet. Interesting. I'm not sure where the hammerhead's supposed to go. Assuming on the standard or something? I don't know. We'll figure that out. Maybe it's a scabbard for the... you know what? It might be a scabbard for the dagger here. Perhaps. And then... is this a sprue B? Nope, it's a sprue A as well. Oh, okay. So, kind of like the mercenaries. Not the mercenaries, the men-at-arms. Maybe the mercenaries too. You only have 2 sprues, 6 bodies on a sprue, so I'm assuming there's 2 of each figure, and then there's 6 options. Have a lot of various frontispieces. No, I guess those are the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe those are the backs, before I started judging the quality, and yeah, it very well looks like those could be the backs. And then like the stitching on the back of the armor as they get sewn in there. Okay, there's at least 3 or 4 distinct, maybe those 2 are the same. Nope, they have different groin protection. So as noted, everybody in this unit has big honkin' great swords that they are waving in front of them in one way or another. And I was hoping that everybody's going to have their helmets down and closed, but it looks like a few of them, like this guy right here, decided to leave them open and letting their face get some fresh air. Sadly, that means we're going to have to paint faces then. Blah. Trying to figure out what's going on with his face there. It almost looks like a wizened, mummified look to his face. Maybe that's just elaborate armor. Okay, it looks like a regular helmet. Big spiky shoulder pads, quilted tunics. Another guy right here, it looks like he's got his helmet down because I can see a face. Well, I was hoping for more closed helmets. Another face. Wait a sec. Let's take a look back at the box here. How many faces are you guys seeing? Because I'm not seeing any. Strange. Maybe the mouthpiece is a separate piece? Let's take a look. I'm going to say no. Huh. Okay. I'm left wondering then if there is actually supposed to be a sprue B instead of only a sprue A. Let us go take a quick look online and find out, and we'll be back, hopefully, with some news and some finished models. Alright, some of you may have already seen this guy, but I don't really care if you have or you haven't. I'm going to show it anyways. So I painted one of those Steel Legion, and lo and behold, silly me, I realized that this front part of the armor, which I know has some fancy French-sounding name that rises up there in the front, actually is connected to the torso armor, and that is what's going to actually cover the face. Believe it or not, I did actually paint the face underneath there. I kept the head separate for the duration of me painting, but it doesn't matter. You can't even see it on screen anymore. And he did paint up really quick, which is something I can say about just about everything from the Conquest line, especially when it comes to the rank and file type infantry types. But I really dig this guy. To me, this is what, you know, a big knight in heavy, shining armor really should look like. They've got the huge swords, they're bulky, they're cool looking. You know, you can't see their faces, they're so well encased in their armor. And to me, if besides you're going to be playing Conquest with them, I think they are the perfect paladins in a Kings of War army if you're going to do Basilians. I mean, yeah, they're a little bit larger, but who wouldn't want to have some big half-giant Goliath guy in full plate armor with a sword longer than your body's height, you know, swinging that around? They're definitely going to be impressive models. So yeah, he is a little bit bigger than the mercenaries, or the men-at-arms, I should say, but, you know, he's kind of in a weird pose as it is, and, you know, he's eating whatever leftover nonsense is on the battlefield, versus this guy's obviously going to be well-fed and bred. So who's to complain there? I tried actually sticking some of the models onto one of the movement trays. For the most part, this doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. It's just this one guy with his sword, and he lost his head now, that wants to stick it out to the side and be obnoxious to his compatriots that are in the stand next to him. That might be an issue, but overall, for the most part, I don't see them having a big challenge ranking up compared to some of the other models in the range. And I gotta say, I do keep finding myself coming, gosh darn it, back to the 100 Kingdoms models, despite my disinterest in regular humans. But I guess every now and then it is nice to have some regular humans to fight all the crazy nonsense that you've got running around on the table, like, you know, ladies with 5 arms on one side, or snakes in their hair, or whatever nonsense. So, giving you guys some examples if you want to see if they would fit in with other lines. Obviously, when you start getting into the Frostgrave, Oathmark scale, they tend to get really gigantic. I guess if you're going to run them like a Goliath or something in a D&D type game, that might be a possibility. If you wanted to use them as like animated statues or constructs, hey, why not? You want to use them for King's Guard or, you know, the Night Watch or something like that? Yeah, it might work too. I think it's really going to be up to the individual what you wanted to use them for outside of in Conquest. And I keep wondering how they'd paint up as Black Knights. Maybe not as Chaos Knights necessarily, but they might work pretty decently there too. But I'm thinking like Dark Souls Black Knights. Obviously they don't have the horns, but might be an interesting look. Nevertheless, definitely a cool looking kit for, you know, something that should be pretty mundane in terms of tabletop models. But I really did enjoy building this guy, and I'm looking forward to finishing painting the rest of the unit, which is a surprise because I really have no interest in playing 100 Kingdoms. I'm probably going to go Dweghom or Spires, but that's an argument / discussion for an entirely different video. Anyway, with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures. Saying thanks for watching. We'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.